Alright, so I stopped up here at the North Welcome Station, and I got a little bit of information on Land Between the Lakes camping. And this is a general camping rules guide, and I'll just go over it real quick for you guys that were interested. Land Between the Lakes, you can backcountry camp in pretty much anywhere, except for a few places that are restricted on here. You can't camp within cemeteries, picnic areas, or day use areas. You can't camp with horses or within any nightly fee campgrounds. There are a couple nightly fee campgrounds, and you have to pay the nightly fee. Your backcountry pass doesn't cover those places. So basically, here it is. The annual permit is $30 for basic and dispersed camping. It's $7 for a 3-night permit. You can get that permit here at the North Welcome Station, or you can get it online. And I'll put the link to that below if you want to check that website out. Okay, let's see. So there is a maximum stay of 14 days at the same spot, and after 14 days, on the 15th day of camping, the camping unit and occupants must move at least 1 mile away for at least 7 days. So if you want to camp somewhere for 14 days, camp somewhere else for 7 days, and come back to that same spot, you can do that. There's a couple self-service campgrounds. Those do have a fee of $9 a night, and when you get there, you just fill out the little card and put your money and your card in the box there. There's 3 of those. Looks like 3 of those campgrounds. The 3 paid per night campgrounds, they have flush toilets and ice and electrical hookups, but everything else is just pretty primitive. Some of the places have there are some campgrounds that your backcountry permit covers, like Birmingham Ferry, where I'd shown you before. There's like Smith Bay. A couple of those places, they have vault toilets, but they don't really have anything else. They may have a water spigot. It may or may not be potable water. I'm not sure. So you want to bring in your water. I wouldn't trust the water anywhere unless it says drinking water. Just got to thinking, on my way to Hematite Lake here, some of you guys might be wondering about the cemeteries that I just mentioned and the camping rules. Land Between the Lakes wasn't always a recreation area. It was actually a home place for many people. There were a ton of towns here. And the cities on the lower section of the Ohio River kept flooding. So TVA came along and they put in 2 dams, Kentucky Dam and Barkley Dam, and they made the 2 lakes, Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley. When they did that, they dispersed all the people that were living here. They made them move. They bought up their land. So there's actually some old towns underwater in the lakes, and a lot of this area up here is just old, just relics of old home places, basically. And a lot of what's left are those cemeteries. Some of the cemeteries are where they were originally, and they're fenced off and protected so nobody can damage them or damage those grave sites. Some of the cemeteries were actually moved, and because they would have been flooded. So that's what I was talking about when you can't camp within cemetery areas. So I'm back here at the furnace, getting ready to pull into Hematite Lake and get this kayak in the water. Alright, well, I walked down this trail again where I was last week, and this is a pretty good place to put in. Now, there's already a couple people out there kayaking. It looks like they're maybe fishing, but that is what I need. Somebody's got a dolly for their kayak, so I'm going to have to get one of those because it was quite a chore to carry that the whole way. But I'm going to go ahead and get paddling. Got him a pretty good sized crappie. I don't know how far you can see with this wide angle lens, but it's like a 12-inch crappie there. I heard him tell the other guy he caught it on a crankbait, so maybe I ought to get my fishing pole and bring it back next time I come out here kayaking. But this is a pretty neat little lake. There's a lot of cover. I don't know if you can see, the water's pretty clear, and there's a lot of growth under the water there. I don't know exactly what the plant is called, but it's an underwater plant that's growing. There's a lot of cover for fish, and that water's pretty clear. It's a little green, but for the most part I can see the bottom of this place. So I'm going to go around the edge and try to get this whole lake. There is a trail that goes around the entire lake there, and I'm going to check that out and see what I can find. I'm not wearing a life jacket, but I do have one in the kayak here with me. If the water was choppy, I'd put it on, but this little lake here, there's not much need for it. But one thing I do bring with me when I come kayaking is a pair of binoculars. Now, this is just a cheap pair of binoculars, but they do okay for what I need. And if you watched some of my earlier videos, there was a video where we were remodeling a house. And one thing I didn't mention, when we remodel houses, you find a lot of good stuff. You know, some junk and things, but that last one we did was an estate. And then I did another one that I didn't film that was similar to that really quick, like 3-week flip. I did another one, that same floor plan. It was actually a little bit more than that 3-week flip. I had to rip out the cabinets and do all new kitchen appliances, things like that. But one thing I found in that house was this book here. It's a guide to field identification birds of North America. Now, this is a pretty cool book, and it shows you all the different types of birds. I don't know if any of you are into bird watching, but I figured it might just be something that I could start doing when I get out in kayak. I could either fish or look at birds. And one thing I just picked up at the welcome station was a bird checklist of Land Between the Lakes. So they give you a checklist here of every single bird that you can find in the Land Between the Lakes. And my idea is surely that I can find most of these birds in this book. So say for instance I want to try to find a long-billed doe-witcher, whatever that is, or a Wilson's snipe, or yellow-eyed vireo. I could probably find it in this book. So I'm going to keep that in here. There's a lot of good information in here. It's just an old book, and you know, I think it's neat. It was part of an estate, like I said, and with those estates you get a lot of things. The family usually comes in and takes, you know, the valuable stuff that they want, and then things like books and things of that nature they just leave behind. So I usually pick it up and try to do something with it, donate it, rather than just taking it all to the dump. But every once in a while you run across a little treasure like that. So yeah, I'll see what kind of birds I can find. There's some geese over there. There's 2 of them, and as soon as I brought my kayak a little closer, they just started going crazy. Now, there was somebody walking on the trail around the edge, so I don't know if it was them that kind of spooked them or if it was me. But anyways, I should have brought my camera with me. It's in the van, and I really like taking photography. And that one of those, they were just flapping their wings, and if I could have just zoomed in with one of my lenses and just got that picture with the water flicking off of the wingtips, that would have just been an awesome picture. I didn't bring it in the kayak with me because I'm afraid to get it wet. It's not too expensive of a camera because it's a little older, so I could replace it, but that's just not something I want to do right now. But maybe I'll see if I can bring that out here. But look at this stuff in the bottom here. These are old lily pads from last year. You can see they're just kind of falling down. So they've given a little bit of cover to whatever fish is in here. So I'd say in the summer this is probably just full of lily pads. So definitely interested in coming back in the summertime and checking that out. So I hope you guys saw that. That was pretty neat, and that's kind of that shot I was talking about. If I had my DSLR, that would have been really cool to get. Alright, well, I'm pulling out of here, Hematite Lake, and I'll tell you what, that was a good, nice place to kayak. I'll definitely be back, especially with my camera. Those birds were just amazing, so I'll definitely have to come back and check that out. I'm going to drive up here to a place called Honker Bay. Honker Lake actually. Honker Lake is off of Honker Bay. It's divided with a dam. So I'm going to drive up here. This little stream is supposed to head to it. So I'm going to go up here and see how to get in. Driving around, and not too far from where I was at Hematite Lake is this place here. I came in this road here, and it goes down to, there's a boat launch there, and this is Honker Bay, and it's part of Lake Barkley. And then on the other side of me over here is Honker Lake. I've gone on a little sunset kayak trip over there through the nature station before, and I never knew how to get in there. They took us down a private road, part of the the roads that they use to maintain the park, to get in. But I came in and I found this area here. Now this is blocked off, but I could probably squeeze my kayak around there and get in there, or if not, I could always drive down there and park down there. There's like a boat launch there, so I'm just gonna hang out here at this little place. I'm parked, mostly in the shade. I am in some sun, but I just parked right there off of the main road. I don't think many people are gonna be coming down through here. I could be wrong. We'll find out. But that's just kind of where I'm at for the day. Eat a little lunch and just hang out. So thanks for coming along and with me and watching these videos. Hopefully have some more coming up soon. I just got to get out more, man. It's been this week and last week have been awesome, just getting out and seeing things. So you guys take care. Have a good one.